Okay, so in my hand here is a vice grip for cracking walnuts. Inside it is aluminum foil and magnet strips that are with a trigger spring from a GameCube controller placed inside. So now we're gonna screw in the vice grips to tighten the trigger spring. We're gonna tighten it like this. Gonna have the magnets that hold it in place to ensure that it does not bend in this process. And here I have a lighter. So now we're gonna light this up and see what happens. The fire is let out. Okay. What I'm hoping to accomplish is to make the tension of the spring a lot tougher, stiffer, as to say. Okay. With that done, here's what it looks like. It's a bit bent now, but it's relatively straight throughout. Let's see if I can get a white sheet for better viewing. So yeah, it's a bit bent. Turn on this fan here to absorb any fumes that have been emitted from the vice grip, because it's been painted on, and since if you put it into a fire, toxic gas or whatever emit from it. Okay. So here's the spring, and now we're gonna open up this side here and take out the spring from there and compare it from the modified spring to original spring. It's not been touched on. Actually, lucky for me, I believe I have one that has not been touched. So now we can compare it with the two. You can see that it is quite shorter. This is the modded spring, this is the stock spring. Quite short indeed. So now the next thing to find out is if we can stretch it back into shape. So now we're gonna place it back inside and screw it, stretch it out. And since we have the magnets in place, I'm hoping that it tries its best to stretch it out, but I don't think it would do that much of a good job, because magnets tend to lose their strength when you heat them up. And as I can see with my own eyes, it's not really doing that. So what I might need to do now is apply new magnets. Okay. And here I got this little thingy. Just tiles and tiles of magnet squares, which is what we're gonna use. Come on, you. Get out. Alright. Place one at the top, place one at the bottom. And here we go. New magnets have been in place. Touch the spring. Yeah, these magnets are quite weak. So what I might have to do is extend the vice grip as I go along heating it up. So, okay, can heat it up again. Can extend it slightly. Oh, fumes are emitting. Gonna make sure I don't breathe that in. Now we're gonna extend it a little bit. It's actually working. Just a bit. Come on now. Seems like I'm running out of lighter fluid. Now the reason I'm doing it to this side is because I have a fan here that extracts fumes that comes from this thing. And now we're just gonna... Wow, this is getting hot. Now we're just gonna heat this up again so that it stays in this shape, and then we're gonna compare it with the original spring again. Okay, that's done. We're gonna let it sit for a while. Okay, so this is our stock spring here. This has not been touched in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Try fanning it out so it can cool faster. Alright. Just to show again, stock spring, modified spring. And as you can see, this has, I stretched it out back to its sort of same height, but it's now higher. So I basically proved that like you can change the height and the shortness of it using this vice grip with the magnets. You might need stronger magnets, I don't know, but hey, it's possible. So you just gotta take your time with it to like shorten it and increase the height. So that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna shorten the height again because I'm gonna see how that affects the triggers on the GameCube controller. But that's pretty much it. I think this this little experiment is a success. So basically, if you wanna adjust your stick springs, adjust the springs on your sticks or triggers, I recommend getting a vice grip, a pair of magnets, and some aluminum foil, just to avoid emitting fumes, and maybe a fume extractor too from desoldering, for desoldering. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys.